What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 62. We're starting today's stuff on the back of a massive win at the Etihad Stadium against Manchester City with Arsenal in the EFL Cup last 16. And heading into this game, as we know, the defending champions of the EFL Cup won it last season so far. Our only major honour of the series so far, and you best believe I'm happy to get it. But despite that being the case, being defending champions, I still picked a weakened side for the game. I mentioned before, this competition is our lowest priority, fighting on all fronts this season. The Champions League, the Premier League and the FA Cup, of course, are more important to me than our EFL Cup. So I did rotate my entire side heading into this game. I wouldn't say I wasn't fussed whether we went through or not, because we're the defending champions, of course we'd like to get through, but it's of course going to still be my lowest priority. The other three are far more important to me. Didn't play that badly, hit the woodwork twice in the game, but Martin Odegaard scored the only goal of the game. It was eventually a 1-0 win, and that was how the game would finish. So Manchester City have won 6 of the last 8 EFL Cups. They've been absolutely dominating in recent years. We've won 1 in now 5 seasons, and we don't defend it. So, yeah, I'm not going to take the competition seriously, and as seriously as Pep Guardiola is currently doing. Yeah, they've been on a crusade in the League Cup. You know, 6 titles in 8 years is incredible. They clearly devalue the competition a lot, but, you know, I've mentioned before, I will always give it a go. There's no doubt about it. I will always give it my best shot. But in FIFA Career Mode, the fixture congestion is crazy, especially in a top-tier competition, and especially when you add in European football as well. There are so many games to squeeze into the calendar. I always feel like one's got to be sacrificed, you know, one's got to go. Has anyone won the quadruple before? I mean, no, it's something which, again, it's an incredible achievement if you can pull it off, don't get me wrong, but you need a ridiculously thick squad. Ours is decently sized, but it's going to be tough to fight on all 4 fronts. This is Season 5 with Brentford. We've only just got into the Champions League. At the moment, one's got to go. And if it's the League Cup, then so be it. Still, for the second game of today's episode, it was Arsenal at the Community Stadium. But yes, it's not a replay. This one in the Premier League on the weekend, as we'd once again welcome Mikel Arteta's side here to West London. Heading into the game, took lead early through Roberto Gutierrez. What a start for last year's Golden Boot winner, aiming to retain it and pick it up back-to-back for the first time in this series. But to be fair, despite taking the early lead, Arsenal were the better team 15 minutes in. Bukayo Saka was denied early by Bale at the near post, but then Alexander Isak turns in a lovely little team goal there and puts Arsenal back on level terms. Defending against the AI on Ultimate when they're in and around your area is nerve-wracking. It's absolutely nerve-wracking, because if you make just one mistake like this, when I wasn't even controlling Sangare, it's a penalty. That's why you'll often notice I very rarely press circle for a stand tackle, because players are so agile and nimble on their feet, they'll often get the contact and get the penalty, which Arsenal did, but Bale makes the save, denying Isak his brace. What a stop by Justin Bale there from the spot kick and keep it at 1-1. But yeah, that's why I very rarely put the stand tackle in. And sometimes I'll see you guys saying, put a tackle in, for goodness sake, you know, stop watching them just dribble around, put a tackle in. That's why I rarely do it, because the AI is so agile and they're so quick with their footwork as well. You make one mistake, you've given away a penalty. So yeah, we did there, but thankfully Bale bails us out, still 1-1. However, with 3 minutes to go in an absolutely cracking first half. This was a brilliant first 45 minutes. So difficult but so fun. Toney finds a bit of space and smacks it in to restore our lead right before the break. So what a turn of events. Could have been 2-1 down, but instead, thanks to the break, we now lead 2-1. And for Toney, that's his 11th goal in 10 games. He's averaging over one goal in 1 game at the moment. Toney is just on fire. And with 2 minutes to go in a second half that really didn't live up to the first. Could have secured the points there. Brian and Bueno flashing a shot wide, but in the end it did not matter. Final score, Brentford 2, Arsenal 1. And I'm just sitting here thinking, who's the hero in this Brentford team? Is it Roberto? Or is it Ivan? Because I genuinely don't know, and it is so bizarre for me to do a career mode save where there's not one out-and-out star. I've got 2 of them, and I can't split them. I mentioned very recently, in terms of ability, they're just as good as each other. Gutierrez is slightly higher rated, and of course several years younger. But Toney set the record a couple of years ago for most goals in the Premier League. He's come back from that broken toe and been just as good as he was a couple of years ago. I mean, as a partnership, they are literally the perfect duo. But who is the hero? Like, who is the star in this Brentford team? Normally, every career mode I do, there's one clear out-and-out hero. In this save, I don't know who it is. Toney or Gutierrez, I genuinely can't split them. It is crazy, but I love them both to pieces, and as a duo, I'll say it again, we've got the best strike partnership in the world right now. So, yeah, third game of today's episode, Champions League Group Match Day 4, Club Brugge, the Belgian side, coming to take us on at the Community Stadium. We had a really frustrating 1-1 draw against them away in Belgium, and heading into this game, I really felt as though I needed to win this one, try and get some separation on the teams right now around us, and what could end up being a very tight group indeed. Started the game off in attack mode, Simon Mignolet, though, the former Liverpool and Sunderland goalkeeper, with a couple of brilliant saves, kept it at 0-0, but finally we would break the deadlock, and Roberto Gutierrez was the guy that would do it for us. 36 minutes though, the Belgians got back on level terms with their only real chance of the game. They had 3 bites of the cherry and gobbled it up at the third attempt. Such a frustrating goal to concede there. Great save by Balo, brilliant block, and then a rebound, second rebound, bicycle kick turned in as the Belgians found their level. I talked about it, that's ultimate for you. But Club Brugge back on level terms here, make it 1-1, however 8 minutes after the restart. At half time I was like, for goodness sake, this is just like in Belgium, deja vu. I've dominated, yet I still can't get the better of these guys. 8 minutes after the restart, taking the armband, Jesse Lingard, the vet, does it again. That's his 4th goal in the Champions League group stage. That contract extension is worth its weight in gold at the moment. To be fair, we would have been home and dry at this point had it not been for the heroics of Simon Mignolet in the Club Brugge goal. He was making save after save after save, and I just felt as though if I stayed on attack mode, kept being brave, kept pushing bodies forward, eventually we would find a 3rd goal, eventually we'd get a 2-goal cushion, and eventually we'd get our first win over Club Brugge in the group, and we do. Ibrahim Sangare being brave himself, storming down the left there, carrying the ball forward, rolling it across, and Ollie Watkins off the bench wraps it up, and there it is. Brentford 3, Club Brugge 1, and I've got to be honest, again, a game where I really felt as though I deserved to win comfortably. I had to grind it out to get it, and on the back of Real Madrid's shock draw at home to Braga, heading into match day 5 at the Bernabeu, this is now the group. We've gone top by 2 points clear of Real Madrid, 4 clear of Braga, and 6 clear of Bruges, with 2 games to go. Anyone could still qualify, and anyone could still miss out, and anyone could still finish in the 3rd position and qualify for the Europa League. This group has been totally different to what I was expecting. I thought Real Madrid right now would be top, we'd be 2nd, but there'd be major separation between Braga and Club Brugge. Can I just say, I'm very sorry to Braga and Club Brugge, because I clearly underestimated their abilities. We've had to grind out results against Club Brugge, both home and away. And as for Braga, whilst we beat them in Portugal by 4 goals to 2, clearly, with 4 points on the board right now, they are not out of the possibility of qualifying for the knockout stage. Yeah, this group has not gone how I thought it would whatsoever. I guess that's just how you say it. That's just what we know. No easy games in the Champions League. No easy games on Ultimate. Still, 44th game of today's episode, 4th of 5. This is going to be another massive game here. Spurs, Antonio Conte side away. North London, London derby. Super excited for this one. We take the lead early through Brian and Buemo. As we look for our 3rd scalp of the season already. Right from the first whistle, I was in attack mode. And like I mentioned before, and I'll say it once again, this Brentford team has grown up and developed so well over the course of these 4.5 years. We really are right now a far, far better team than the one we took over back in Season 1. We're a 5-star team, we're a Champions League team, and we're both of those teams on merit. So I mentioned before, in these sort of games, back in Season 1, back in Season 2, I'll be like, oh my god, we're going to get absolutely battered. But now, because of how good we've gotten, these are the games I go into and think, let's go at them. Let's go at them and let's get a win. We were 2-0 up in the first half. First Brian and then Ivan Toney. And then 5 minutes after the restart, I can't split them. I can't split them. They're neck and neck in the race for the golden boot right now. Toney won it 2 years ago. Roberto won it last season. As a dynamic duo, they are the perfect strike partnership. And I would probably say the best strike partnership I've ever had. I certainly think so, but Roberto makes it 3-0 to Brentford, and in the 86th minute we will get our 4th. Stanley Young ghosting through down the left hand side. His game time and his minutes have been reduced this season. I talked about it. His lack of development has meant he's taken a backseat, and James Justin is now ordinarily our starting left wing back. but this guy's still got the quality, man. I mean, even if he's not developing, he's going to get some game time here and there, sporadic game time, if you will, because Stanley Young is still a tremendous young talent. I just really wish he would develop a little bit quicker. I had no plans whatsoever to bring in any left wing back / left mids in this team when Stanley just started dominating in his first season and won the assist title. But unfortunately, that's just how dynamic potential works sometimes. I mentioned it before, it's a great idea from EA, and sometimes it does work really well, but sometimes it just doesn't, and this is a case where unfortunately it's not worked out at all, or accurately either. Still, fifth and final game, Everton Community Stadium on a fantastic run right now, aiming to keep the run going and gain some more separation on Liverpool in second. Heads the game 5 minutes in. I just can't, I'm sorry, I just can't work it out. I cannot decide who is the hero of this team. I don't know. This is the first save I've done, or I'm just going to have to hold my hands up and say, do you know what? They're as important as each other. They're as valuable as each other. They're a duo hero. They're a dual hero, because I cannot split them at all. Toney volleys in the open, a fantastic goal, but then Camavinga says, anything you can do, I can do better. What a marquee signing for Everton, and smacks in the level of the final kick of the first half. Brilliant goal from range there. And the Toffees find their equaliser. 12 minutes after the restart, trying to get back in front. Toney once again causing problems. A little ball roll, step inside from the left. Great save though, kept it at 1-1 as we were still tied. And I was pushing, I was pressing. Most of the game in the second half was played in the Everton half, looking for the goal to get back in front and surely win it. But still, we were tied at 1-1. I was 6.5 minutes to go as Everton came forward for a rare attack in the second half. They would find the goal to get in front for the first time and turn the game on its head. Ventador gets a great little ball fed through to him, takes the ball out of his feet on the 180 swivel and smacks it past Balo for the lead. Brentford 1, Everton 2, and that is our second defeat of the season at home this year. It comes down to Benitez's side, and look at the stats here, but I mentioned it so recently. This is ultimate Doxy boy, get used to it. 2 shots in the game for Everton, they scored with both of them. We had 9 and a far higher XG. Their XG was 0.2, yet they scored 2 and got the 3 points. Brentford 1, Everton 2, that's just how it is. And because of that loss there, our third of the season and second at home, we now dropped below Liverpool and go into second place. Yeah, this title race is going to be incredibly tight this season indeed. But that will end today's episode of Career Mode, guys. Big thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, if you hadn't, please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.